Thanks to the postseason expansion, 14 teams got the chance to vie for the Lombardi Trophy. The other 18 teams have a lot to look at as they prepare for the offseason, aiming to build towards a hopefully better year in 2021. With the regular season behind us, it's time to look at every NFL team's biggest breakout player from 2020. Arizona Cardinals, HAASON REDDICK. Well, it finally arrived. 3 years after going 13th overall in the 2017 draft, Reddick enjoyed a big-time breakout year for the Cardinals. With top pass rusher Chandler Jones sidelined for most of the year, Reddick emerged as the team's leading sack artist, compiling 12.5 to go along with 4 passes defended and 6 forced fumbles. Reddick had just 7.5 total sacks over his first 3 years. Perfect time to break out as a shiny new contract awaits. Atlanta Falcons, Calvin Ridley. Julio Jones missed 7 games for the Falcons, which paved the way for Ridley to step in as the team's #1 receiver. After superb rookie and sophomore campaigns, Ridley reached elite status by notching 90 receptions for 1,374 yards and 9 touchdowns. Ridley finished in a 5th place tie with Davante Adams in receiving. Baltimore Ravens, J.K. Dobbins. The rookie out of Ohio State contributed immensely to the league's best rushing offense, helping them reel off 5 straight W's to earn a 3rd straight playoff appearance. Dobbins powered the Ravens' backfield with 805 rushing yards and a team-leading 9 rushing touchdowns. Dobbins and Lamar Jackson are gonna be so much fun to watch over the long run. Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen. Allen was by far the biggest breakout player in all of football this season. He led the Bills to their first division title since 1995 and their first winning season since 1991. He set Bills' single-season franchise records across the board, completing 396 passes for 4,544 passing yards and 37 touchdowns. It was an MVP caliber season for Allen, who has quickly morphed the Bills into a true Super Bowl contender. Carolina Panthers, Jeremy Chinn. The young Panthers defense struggled in just about every key phase, but rookie safety Jeremy Chinn, the 64th overall pick, was a major bright spot for Matt Rule and company. Chinn had 117 combined tackles, 5 passes defended, and 2 fumble recovery touchdowns. He was a game wrecker all over the field, and he gives this young and flawed Carolina defense a special piece to build around over the long run. Chicago Bears, David Montgomery. The Bears underused Montgomery in his rookie year, and Matt Nagy knew he couldn't make the same mistake in 2020. They leaned more on Montgomery this year, and it paid off nicely. Montgomery rushed for 1,070 yards and 8 touchdowns while contributing 54 receptions for 438 yards and 2 scores. His efforts were enough to help Chicago claim the final wildcard spot in the NFC. Montgomery, no doubt, played a huge part in Mitch Trubisky's late-season renaissance. Cincinnati Bengals, T. Higgins. First overall pick Joe Burrow missed the final 6 games after suffering season-ending ACL and MCL tears. And yet, Burrow's absence didn't stop rookie wideout T. Higgins from continuing to flourish as the team's go-to receiver. Not Tyler Boyd, and not AJ Green. Higgins finished as the Bengals' leading receiver with 908 yards on 67 receptions to go along with 6 touchdowns. Cleveland Browns, Wyatt Teller. The Browns went from colossal disaster in 2019 to 11 wins and a playoff appearance in 2020. That was thanks in large part to the rebuilt and improved offensive line, which saw Baker Mayfield take 14 less sacks from the year before. Guard Wyatt Teller was a massive factor in the Browns' revamped O-line. In 11 games, he allowed just 3 sacks while garnering a phenomenal 92.9 grade from Pro Football Focus. Without Teller, there's a good chance the Browns don't end their 18-year playoff drought. He was the unsung hero of this team in 2020. Dallas Cowboys, CeeDee Lamb. It was another letdown of a year for America's team. On the bright side, rookie wideout CeeDee Lamb more than lived up to the high expectations, showing promising signs of eventually becoming the team's #1 receiver. Even without Dak Prescott for the final 11 games, Lamb was a big-time producer week in and week out. He finished with 74 receptions and 935 yards, both second among 2020 rookies, and 5 touchdown receptions. Denver Broncos, Tim Patrick. Top wideout Cortland Sutton was lost for the year in Week 2 with an ACL tear. Rookie Jerry Jeudy struggled to find separation and catch routine passes. This all allowed Tim Patrick to emerge as Drew Lock's best receiver throughout most of the year. Patrick, in his 3rd season, broke out with 51 catches for 742 yards and 6 touchdowns, all far and away career bests. Detroit Lions, TJ Hockenson. Another miserable and letdown of a season for the Lions. But on the bright side, the offense has a franchise cornerstone in tight end TJ Hockenson, who pieced together a remarkable sophomore year. Hockenson racked up 67 receptions for 723 yards and 6 touchdowns. Only Marvin Jones led Hockenson among all Lions in those 3 categories. Green Bay Packers, Darnell Savage Jr. While Aaron Rodgers enjoyed an MVP caliber season, the Packers secondary held down the fort en route to the NFC's top seed. The second-year safety Darnell Savage Jr. was instrumental in Green Bay's stingy passing defense, recording 4 interceptions and 12 passes defended. According to Pro Football Reference, he surrendered just 22 completions on 39 passes when targeted. Houston Texans, Will Fuller V. It's a shame that Fuller's season ended with a suspension for violating the NFL's PED policy, because he stayed healthy and finally enjoyed a breakout campaign in year 5. Fuller finished the year with 53 receptions for 879 yards and 8 touchdowns, all career highs, in just 11 games. Perfect time to break out in a contract year. Somebody is going to pay him big bucks in the offseason. Indianapolis Colts, Jonathan Taylor. Colts GM Chris Ballard struck gold when he selected Wisconsin running back Jonathan Taylor with the number 41 selection. The flashy workhorse did it all in his rookie year, compiling 1,169 rushing yards and 11 touchdowns to go along with 36 catches for 299 yards and 1 receiving score. Taylor finished 3rd in rushing, behind only Derrick Henry and Dalvin Cook. Yeah, we'd call that a pretty good year for a rookie. Jacksonville Jaguars, James Robinson. The Jaguars finished with a 1-15 record, the worst in franchise history. The main bright spot, it landed them the first overall pick in the draft. The Jaguars' next QB will have the fortune of working with running back James Robinson, an undrafted product who flourished in his rookie year. The former Illinois State standout had 1,070 rushing yards and 7 TDs in 2020. Robinson also added 49 receptions for 344 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns. Not half bad for an undrafted first-year player on a one-win team. Kansas City Chiefs, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. The CEH wasn't as good as many of us fantasy football players expected, but for the most part, he did his job in the Patrick Mahomes-led pass-happy offense. Edwards-Helaire finished with 803 rushing yards, 4 rushing touchdowns, and 36 receptions for 297 yards and 1 receiving TD. If he didn't miss 3 games, he could have easily hit the 1,000-yard rushing mark. He should be even better in 2021. CEH is just getting started. Las Vegas Raiders, Nelson Agholor. For the second straight year, the Raiders collapsed in the second half and missed out on the postseason. But at least John Gruden and Mike Mayock found a special gem in free agency. That would be veteran wideout Nelson Agholor, who never fully got it going with the Philadelphia Eagles. Agholor caught 48 passes for a career-best 896 yards and 8 touchdowns, forming a superb receiving core with Darren Waller, Hunter Renfrow, and Henry Ruggs. Los Angeles Chargers, Justin Herbert. From a statistical standpoint, the number 6 overall pick of 2020 pieced together the greatest rookie quarterback season ever. The final numbers, 4,336 passing yards, 396 completions, and 31 touchdown passes. Oh, and he was on the bench for the team's season opener. Absolutely incredible. Los Angeles Rams, Darius Williams. Jalen Ramsey and Aaron Donald received most of the attention on the NFL's number 1 defense in terms of both yards and scoring. But cornerback Darius Williams was also pivotal in the team's remarkable turnaround on defense. Williams had 4 interceptions and 14 passes defended, while allowing just a 54.2 completion percentage when targeted, per Pro Football Reference. Miami Dolphins, Emmanuel Ogbah. Not a bad 11-month stretch for Ogbah by any means. After winning a Super Bowl with the Chiefs, he signed with the Dolphins and broke out with his best season yet. Ogbah led the Dolphins' stingy defense with 9 sacks, easily a career high, to go along with 5 passes defended and a trio of forced fumbles. Minnesota Vikings, Justin Jefferson. All Jefferson did was catch 88 passes for 1,400 yards and 7 touchdowns. He smashed Anquan Bolden's rookie receiving record of 1,377 yards that was set back in 2003. In other words, Jefferson is pretty good. It was a disappointing year for the playoff hopeful Vikings, but Jefferson gives the franchise a lot to be excited about. New England Patriots, Michael Onwenu. Lost in a disappointing and rare non-playoff season for the Patriots was the jaw-dropping rookie year from offensive tackle Michael Onwenu, who wasn't taken until the 182nd overall selection in round 6. Onwenu solidified a top-tier offensive line, allowing just 3 sacks while only being penalized once on the season. PFF also graded him at 84.3 for the year. It was especially his run blocking that Onwenu excelled in. New Orleans Saints. Trey Hendrickson. The 2020 unit may be the best defense Sean Payton has ever enjoyed as the Saints head coach. Trey Hendrickson's breakout year was a massive reason why. The fourth-year defensive end racked up 13.5 sacks, tied for Aaron Donald for second most, behind only TJ Watt's 15, and Hendrickson missed one game. The latter only had 6.5 total throughout his first 3 years. What an unexpected and pleasant breakout year it was for Hendrickson. New York Giants. James Bradberry. Money well spent by the Giants. The $45 million man earned his first career Pro Bowl selection after posting 3 interceptions, a career-high passes defended, and 2 forced fumbles. The new Giant posted a stellar 79.8 grade on the season. The Giants don't usually hit home runs in free agency, but the Bradberry signing was a stroke of genius. New York Jets. Quinnen Williams. After an unproductive rookie year, the number 3 selection from the 2019 draft broke through with a remarkable sophomore campaign. Williams was one of the few positives in a miserable 2020 season for the Jets, posting 7 sacks, 14 quarterback hits, and 2 forced fumbles. Philadelphia Eagles. Travis Fulgham. The Eagles were a massive disappointment in 2020. Almost all of their key veterans underperformed, and they didn't get much out of their rookies, with the exception of Jalen Hurts. But wide receiver Travis Fulgham had some nice moments in his first year with the Eagles, recording 38 receptions for 539 yards and 4 touchdowns. Very good numbers considering how porous the Philadelphia quarterback play was this year. Pittsburgh Steelers. Chase Claypool. Hey look, another first-round gem wide receiver found by the Steelers. The Canadian kid was a beast in his rookie year for the Steelers, racking up 62 catches for 873 yards and 9 touchdowns. That included a 3 TD game against the Eagles in Week 5. How'd this guy fall to Pittsburgh at number 49 overall? San Francisco 49ers. Fred Warner. The third-year do-it-all linebacker earned his first Pro Bowl selection in 2020, and for good reason. Warner was an absolute monster all over the field, recording 2 picks, 6 passes defended, 2 fumble recoveries, 125 combined tackles, and 7 QB hits. Warner was the highest-graded linebacker by Pro Football Focus. Seattle Seahawks. DK Metcalf. A friendly reminder that this guy was the number 64 selection in 2019. How? We don't know. Anywho, Metcalf followed up a solid rookie campaign with a monster sophomore year. He posted 83 receptions for 1,303 yards, a single-season franchise record, to go along with 10 touchdowns. And let's not forget that epic chase down on Budda Baker to thwart what appeared to be an easy pick 6. Don't be surprised if he soon grabs the mantle as the league's best wide receiver. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Devin White. Tom Brady and the offense earned most of the credit and attention, but the Bucs simply don't end a 13-year playoff drought without the play of their resilient front 7. Second-year linebacker Devin White was a machine with 9 sacks, 140 combined tackles, 16 quarterback hits, and 4 passes defended. No clue how he didn't earn a Pro Bowl selection in 2020. Tennessee Titans. Corey Davis. Davis picked the perfect time for his best season yet, in a contract year after the Titans declined his 5th-year option. Davis was a grade A compliment to star wideout A.J. Brown, compiling 65 catches, tying a personal best for career highs in yards with 984 yards and touchdowns with 5. That's one way of guaranteeing yourself a nice payday after the season. Washington football team. Antonio Gibson. Ron Rivera's team was by far the NFL's biggest surprise in 2020, winning the NFC East with a 7-9 record. That was on the basis of an elite defense, but let's not discount the play of rookie running back Antonio Gibson. Gibson powered the Washington rushing game with 795 yards and 11 touchdowns. Only 6 guys had more rushing TDs than Gibson, who also posted 36 catches for 247 yards. But who do you think was the biggest NFL breakout star of 2020? Join us in the comment section below. If you liked this video and learned a thing or two, clicking the like button helps out a ton, and hey, we appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.